Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of the DJ Sessions presents the Virtual Sessions. I'm your host Darren, and right now I'm sitting in the virtual studios in Seattle, Washington, and coming in from, I forgot to ask pre-show where DJ Tiger from Full Blast Radio is coming in from. Where are you coming in from today, Tiger?
I am originally from Strong Island, New York, but I'm in Atlanta as of now.
Atlanta now.
Hometown, New York.
There we go. Atlanta, Georgia. Well, thank you for coming on the series today. A lot to talk about. Had a great conversation pre-show. So let's just dive right into it. Full Blast Radio. Tell our DJ Sessions fans all about Full Blast Radio.
Well, I actually started it in like 2016. I didn't like where radio was going at the time with the direction of the music. So I said, hey, I'm gonna just start my own and play, what I like, what I grew up to, and at first it was just a hobby, just playing it. And I was also playing music on a local college station in Stony Brook. And from there, it just started growing a little bit more. I started getting online, doing it on my YouTube. And then before you know it, when I moved out of New York in 2017, I started doing even more of it, started rebranding it. And before I knew it, I had a bunch of new followers, some of them that turned into good friends, which I call Full Blast Tribe. They've been rocking with me and supporting me on this journey. And it's been a blessing. It's been a real blessing. And fast forward to 2022, still doing it, create merch for the station. We do podcast shows, starting to get that more off the ground as far as on YouTube, because, obviously with music, playing music on YouTube, still a no-no. But the Twitch has grown, and it's been growing ever since.
Yeah, we gotta always give shout outs to Twitch and our success that we've seen with the platform after doing live streaming for so many years. We started back in the day in 2009 using Ustream and Livestream, and it was always a toss up back then which one to go to, because like YouTube kind of won the video online award. Put videos on YouTube, they got the big stuff. But when we saw live streaming kind of as a platform, we're like, YouTube didn't have live streaming at the time. So we're like, okay, who's it going to be, Ustream or live stream? And Ustream kind of made a more featured kind of platform. They both made us a featured live stream on both their platforms. But back then, bandwidth was so little that I had to pay about $150 a month to get a 2 meg upload in my studio, which was really more like a 0.6, 0.7 upload. And even back then, people were like, this is dope, I can watch what's going on. It looked great. Now we got 4K HD streaming, 20 megs line, all cameras, but it was really crazy. But we got involved with Twitch in 2018 after Ustream got bought out by IBM, and we're made a featured partner and never looked back. I mean, it took us a little while, like we were talking pre-show, to build our brand, but Twitch had everything that we wanted in a live streaming platform. The other ones you'd watch, you could chat, but Twitch brought in the ability to take in bits, subscriptions, all that fun stuff. And I really like where they were going, even though Twitch is not really known as a music platform.
Exactly.
I had to explain to somebody the other day, this is about 4 or 5 months ago, as one of the DJs was on my show, one of my residents, and he says, if it wasn't for us DJs streaming on Twitch, Twitch wouldn't have blown up. I went, oh, no.
Yeah.
You see this number under music, right? You see this? Yeah, see this number right here under music that says 25,000? Let me just go show you the League of Legends room where there's 250,000. In this room over here where there's 175,000. This room over here where there's 400,000. And music is 25,000 total in all the people. So very small portion, but Twitch became such a force majeure in music streaming, live streaming of music, where, you know, when Facebook was shutting people down with active monitoring, YouTube shutting people down with active monitoring, Twitch's kind of look on it. I can't officially on the record say what their official opinion is, but I will say it's kind of like, let the music industry come after us. This is how we interpret the rules. We're not going to pursue it because we interpret the rules like this. This is actually how the rules are, and let the music industry come after us. It's been a big battle between Twitch and the music industry, because obviously the music industry wants their cut, you know, and Twitch is on the side of saying, hey, we're playing by the rules here. So, but it'll be interesting to see what happens there. But yeah, again, love Twitch. And you got a good following. Let's see, you got 6,200 followers there.
Yeah, we just hit our 6,000 mark a few weeks, maybe 2 weeks ago. And then all of a sudden, like I said, we're at 6,200, almost 6,300. Like, it's like I'm getting new followers. Like every time I stream, even before I stream, you can see in your chat, you know, following. So it's definitely growing. And
I'm watching your chat go right now. It's because it's your chat room's tied into my. I can see your chat room on my chat room through Restream, through how this works.
Okay.
I'll bring in some shout outs right now. Like, I mean, let's see. You got some sports score. Let's see what else. I'm enjoying this interview. You got Stub Rock.
Yeah, that's the tribe right there.
Miss Cooley. So you kicked Teddy Riley out.
They were like, "Where's the sound?"
Yeah, Curry. I mean, you got people in here. You got people chat. We'll bring some of them in here in just a few moments. DJ, give a shout out. Let's see, DJ Shonda Bland.
Yes, Full Blast Coalition DJs. I got trying to set a little DJ coalition that we all rock with each other, and the support that's what's really dope about Twitch. Like, there's people on there that truly support each other.
And you're not just on Twitch though. You do Instagram, you do Mixcloud, you do SoundCloud. Yes. Tell me about Caffeine TV. I feel like it's brand new, isn't it?
It's been out for a while, and then I know Caffeine TV now they sponsor like URL battles, and I started using them for a while. But then I went back to YouTube. Like, I was kind of going back and forth with the YouTube because, you know, a lot of, you know, my stream would get temporarily suspended. I would get a strike, you know, and all this while I had a Twitch since 2018, but I didn't get on their format. It was only until a few people was like, yo, all these DJs that come on Twitch used to come on Twitch, you know, and then as soon as I got on, I was like, man, I should have got on 2 years ago. But, you know, timing is everything. But, I started using Caffeine, and it was okay. It was just another streaming platform. But as far as the DJs on there, I didn't really see an influx of DJs on it. It was a lot of TV programming going on Caffeine TV. So I kind of stayed away from it. I still have an account on there, but I haven't been on there for so long.
You know, the format of your show, 80s and 90s hip hop, old school R&B, classic house, remixes, mashups, brings me all the way back to 1992 when I got right out of high school and I went to work on my first television show. Well, that's all we had back then. We had public access and we had broadcast television. That's all we had. Yep. I mean, you could have some radio if you want to do some radio, but very still far and few between because you still had FCC in there. Whereas public access, it was kind of anything goes. Public access was the internet of the land. And if you had an idea for a show, you put it on a tape, you could put it on the studio and put it out to your county. So if you were in King County, you had access to like 700,000 homes that you could go out to. It's not 700,000 people watching, but in those homes, you were part of that program, part of that lineup. Right. And it was a hip hop television show called the Cool Out Network with Giorgio Brown. And, worked on that show for a number of years. And those are kind of some golden times of hip hop, where I believe, I love my Eazy-E. I love my West Coast. I love my Biggie, but I really always loved the original hip hop of like going into like KRS-One,
Yes.
Boogie Down Productions, A Tribe Called Quest, what I called more intelligent rap. It wasn't the gangster drugs, B's and H's,
Exactly.
that kind of, they were talking about real life situations, but it just was more, to me, it was more poetry,
right.
More open mic, flow mic kind of stuff. And you've seen the change of all that go. What is your take on the current state of the hip hop industry now?
My thing is, like, we just had a show earlier. I came on here with a good friend Cooks. We do every Wednesday, and to me, I'm like, this genre, like, I don't even, if they would call it something else other than hip hop, to me, it's like like a subculture of the hip hop. But to say it's hip hop, I don't like to term it like that. Call me old school. I just feel like the hip hop culture we grew up with, like you said, BDPs, Rakims, Quest, Pain, it's just, that music is so timeless. This music nowadays, it's so microwavable. If something comes out tomorrow, it's old by next week. I remember doing a Sweet 16. This is years ago. This is kind of when Lil Wayne kind of separated and became his own. And he had a new song out. Maybe it was like 6 months prior. And I'm doing the Sweet 16 party. And it's like they were requesting songs I didn't even hear before. I'm like, no, they didn't even ask for the Lil Wayne song that came out 6 months ago. And that really told me, like, wow, this music really has no longevity, because the kids didn't even care for his song that came out that was a hot song to me like 6 months ago. So right then and there, I was like, yeah, this music is just, it's just out of here. So
yeah, I personally kind of see it as kind of like, I don't know. I transferred though later in life and started getting into more trip hop, more down tempo ambient. Tricky was one of my bigger influences, who came out of Massive Attack. I didn't get old. I kind of got more into dance music, more into electronic music in that sense of things. And, it's just, was just very much, I liked it a lot more than what I saw where hip hop and rap were going in that regard. And now I wonder, now electronic music has become such a huge thing, especially stateside has become very huge. It was kind of always big overseas in Europe. One of the questions I ask people from time to time is, being in Europe and watching the rise of the electronic music scene in the United States and seeing both versions, which one do you think is kind of better than the other? And usually they say the European or the overseas version is better. There's a more mature audience there, than in the US, where you got the kids going and the girls wearing the pasties to the raves. And like, we don't do that over here very much, It's more like, you see a 45-year-old person chilling at the electronic music show dancing, whereas over here you're like, okay, I can't hang out in the kindergarten room with the kids. This is just too much. But so do you also take artists on and do artist interviews on your show, correct?
We were last year we were doing a showcase every Friday. It tailed off just because like I said, my wife was part of that. She created that format where we were doing the interviews, but as I got busy, she got promoted with her job, so that kind of got pushed to the side. I want to bring it back and tailor it a little more better. We were kind of, when we did it, we had people on there that we were trying to create what the artists that we wanted to put out, and sometimes we were getting artists that were, let's say, doing music that you hear on the radio, the auto tune, the mumble rap, just the stuff that we didn't want to promote. We wanted to promote the artists that didn't get a say, that was doing the music the right way. Mm-hmm. So, I was going back and forth with, we need to pull back on what we're promoting, because Full Blast Radio is about the culture of hip hop, and I also do, like I said, a lot of other sets where I have a show called No Genre is Safe, and I'll go into rock, house, back into club, into reggae, because we just all good music from our eras. It didn't matter what genre, as long as it was good music. So I didn't want to promote bad music from other artists when we're supposed to be promoting, good music on our platform. So I kind of pushed back on that, and hopefully we'll bring that back out again.
Yeah. Do you find that there's something that might be messed up in the hip hop R&B scene now, and how would we go about changing that?
Honestly, I think culture as a whole has changed. Like, you know what I mean? Like, just what's going on in the country. I think a lot of it has to do with, not just music. I think, different cultures changed. Radio has changed. Politics has changed. So I think all of that has to do with the music, because they say, music speaks on maybe what's going on. And a lot of bad stuff is going on. There's a lot of bad music out there. And to me, a lot of it is pushed on the masses. I think a lot of things has to do with the connection to where prisons have to maintain their employment. So if you have a job that has to thrive, you have to fill the prisons. What better for the prisons to have criminals? Now they're having rappers indicted on their lyrics. Now, a lot of them should be smart to not commit the crimes and actually rap about them. That's stupid. But you're making yourself a target by doing that, because they're already looking at the genre as bad. So of course, you can debate, well, there's bad people doing stuff in the political views. They've been criminals. There's bad cops, criminals. Yeah, but they're not going to look at them first. They're going to look at this genre first. So why paint a target on your back? So I just think it has a lot to do with a lot of things combined with the state of where we're at in 2022 as compared to 1990. A lot of stuff is being put on the internet that shouldn't be on the internet. A lot of people snitching on themselves. It's just a whole lot of mismatch or craziness. And I think a lot of it goes hand in hand.
That's funny you bring it up. A lot of people snitching on themselves. That was the guy who bragged online about robbing ATMs and then rapped about it in a song, and then went to jail, and him and his crew went to jail for robbing ATMs.
Yeah, and then that man like, yo, we got to snitch. No, you're the snitch.
You're the snitch. Oh man, yeah, it's we didn't have these things back in the day.
Right.
We didn't have. Well, actually, I did have one back. I had a Zach Morris cell phone at 18 years old at 1992, driving my Cadillac. I had a 1980 Sedan DeVille Cadillac and my cell phone, and I was 215s in the back, and I was balling, in Everett, Washington.
Nice.
But it was fun. But yeah.
I didn't mean to cut you off. No, I was gonna say with the internet is a gift for the curse, like, because nowadays, like you said, in '92, whatever was on TV or public access, you watched it, or whatever was on the radio, you had to listen to it. Now you don't even have to put the radio on. You can we find good hip hop all the time. There's Coastal Contra right now, killing it, young dudes. Joey Badass. You have so many dope dudes that are doing hip hop the right way as well. So we can find it now with the internet.
Yeah.
So we're not even attached to what's playing on the radio.
I think there's a website out there that shows all the internet radio stations in the world. Mm-hmm. You can go in, and then I could go and look at Germany and then type in hip hop. It'll show me the hip hop stations out of Germany, or hip hop stations out of Japan. Mm-hmm. Or or those. It's a very. I wish I remember what the website was, but I remember seeing it once. I was like, wow, that's really. And it shows you like on a global map where they're located at, where they're coming from. And you're right. It's I think there's still a medium for. They still say that podcasting is still the wild, wild west. Yeah. Nobody's been able to dial in podcasting and the ability for you and I to do a show on our own and have thousands of viewers and grow that thousands of viewers over and over again around the world. It's almost unstoppable, but there's no blueprint for it. So it is almost like a public access.
Right.
Anything goes, unless you do something against, some terms and conditions.
Yeah.
Don't do that. But, but other than that, it's kind of people are building that online brand. I think that's going to be another big thing for artists that are starting up as well. If they aren't able to get in front of a major label, they can make their own label. They can make their own brand. They can take control of it and grow it and actually hopefully make a comfortable living doing it. If not, at least get a start on doing some stuff and build it up and use that as a medium. But it's a lot of work. I mean, I run a brand myself and I've been doing this for years.
Right.
And it does take time. And a lot of people think I make a lot of money doing this. I tell them, you mean the lint out of my pocket?
Yeah.
That's what pays for this.
Right. I mean, they think it happens overnight too.
Yeah, I think it happens overnight. And it's like, no. So I've I see a lot of people that do a lot of shows, putting a lot of work into it. And it'll happen. That break comes. That moment where you just say, you shift and you're like, like we were talking about sponsorships before the show started. It's like, when is the right time to go get sponsorships? How do you get sponsorships? What's a way to make it look like you have sponsors?
Yeah.
Wink.
Right.
There you go. Or even your own merch line, or even NFTs. Have you looked at doing anything in the NFT realm?
I have, and I'm trying to still figure it out. Like, I kind of know what it is, but I wanted to try to create one myself. They have all these businesses now that create your own, they charge or whatever, but there's people that figured out how to do it on their own. I kind of want to do that. Because that is so lucrative right now. I see, like, there's one guy that he had a picture of LeBron dunking in the Lakers uniform for the first time. He just took a picture of it like while it was during the game, and he sold that for like almost $100,000 an NFT, and he owned it. Like, even though he wasn't broadcasting it, he took a picture on NBA.com or ESPN or whatever he did, but he was the first one that did it. And it's like, wow, I want to do that with my brand.
Exactly. I think, as NFTs NFTs were there for a while. They got the big boom. Then all of a sudden, crypto went boom.
Collapse, yeah.
Everyone went crap. Now what? So, I think we're going to see a resurgence of it as it slowly comes back in, going, what do I want to do with this? How am I going to do this? And people are going to take a good direction of it. There won't be necessarily a money grab, but it could be a branding grab. Like the interview we're doing right now, I could take it and make it an NFT and then attach your wallet to it. And any fans of your show, Full Blast Radio, I could say, hey, I have 20 of these NFTs of me sitting down with DJ Tiger from this show. Now, they could watch the show all they want on our website. You could share the show all you want. But if there's a fan of Full Blast Radio, they go, I'll buy that for $10 and I'll hold on to it because it's a collectible item.
Right.
And then they're like, hey, Full Blast Radio blows up. Guess what? I'm going to go sell this for $50. But the cool thing is, we got our cut. You got your cut in your crypto. And the next time it goes, we're both getting a cut again.
Yeah. That's what I heard. Like, no matter where it gets, like, you're still, the wallet's attached to it. So you're going to still get the income.
Exactly. So, and that's kind of like, that's the way we look at it from our perspective. Of instead of sending out the bottle of wine or the fruit basket or the flowers saying thank you for coming on the show, we're going to send you, hey, we've attached your wallet to our episodes with you in it. I don't want to get into that with music because that's a whole nother ball of wax. Unless it's your own music, then that's okay. But have you looked at doing anything in virtual reality?
No, I'll be honest. I didn't. I heard about, Facebook is now Meta, and I'm just like, I don't know. That kind of like, I was like, are we in the Matrix? Like, it was just, I don't know. It kind of weirded me out. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I didn't know where they were going with this. Like, you can sell land in virtual reality. Like, I don't know. I just need to get a lot more information on it because I'm quite not understanding where they're going with that. If you can enlighten me on what that meta world is.
No, I've always been what I call an early adapter to technology.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
What?
Oh, your mic went out. Your mic just faded out there a little bit towards the end.
Oh, did? Oh, you hear me now?
Yep, I got you.
Oh, okay.
But no, I'm looking at it, my team and I are looking at it as in 1995, you had this thing called the internet, and it was there a little bit before that, but we're talking when people kind of got it in their home. AOL was mailing out all those discs, to get on AOL. Mm-hmm. And then, then dial-up was there, and then cable internet came into play. And then, then the .com boom came, and it was get a website. And then, then it was get a website, and then it was get a MySpace. Right. Then it was get a Facebook. Mm-hmm. Okay. And then it was now, okay, we're all online social, and we got our brand going. And, I see it as that next level of a branding experience that you can come in and get people at an early adopter age to become a very young fan. It doesn't have to be a young person, but a very early adopter, first time fan, and take your online brand in the 2D world and put it into a 3D environment.
Wow.
And then you're in that world. Like we have 2 nightclubs in VR, entry and beta in alt space. I've had people walk into our nightclub and go, this is amazing. This is awesome. I can see what's going on here and how big it is. And even the size of it, people are like, this thing's huge, and, we're super excited because people could be watching this interview right now in our VR nightclub and be standing next to each other in a VR sense. Be like, hey, what's going on with you? Not much. Hey, you want to go check out this interview? Or, hey, you want to go down to this room and listen to these shows? Or, hey, you want to walk around and we could go here and we can chill in this environment. Mm-hmm. And it's about setting that branding footprint in there, just like saying having the first website or having the first MySpace or having your first Facebook page, or having the first Instagram, and understanding how to use hashtags or your TikTok videos that people can go viral on. There's a footprint there that you can rebrand or brand inside of there that will be amazing. And all the companies are developing into it. Like you said, Meta has Horizon, but they also own Oculus, which own the goggles. You got Apple, Apple, Sony, Microsoft, Google. You got the other high-end companies that are making high-end headsets as well. But when we're going to see it turn into that Atari or Nintendo, and every household's going to have one, that'll be probably 2 to 3 years out, depending on what happens this Christmas.
Right.
Oculus has been pushing a little bit this Christmas. I was seeing Oculus ads during the NBA games last season. Mm-hmm. So where are they going to shift their millions of dollars in? And the new Oculus is coming out. And how hard are they going to hit the market to compete against that already existing video game market? But it's not a video game.
Exactly.
Like when I bought my Oculus last year, 2 days later, I went and bought my mom and my dad one. And my mom still to this day says, oh, I don't like it. I don't want to play video games. I'm like, it's so much more than a video game. What if I told you can go watch a movie like you're in an IMAX theater and there's other people in the IMAX theater with you? You can chill and talk like, hey, what's going on? And have fun. You can go to meetings. You can go to metaphysical meetings. You go to church meetings. You can go to, there's AA meetings in the metaverse. Wow. Yeah, and it's all, and you're there with real people. There's open mic nights. There's comedy nights. There's DJs streaming in VR, putting it up and putting their shows in there. And the thing is, just like we were talking about before, is having that regular schedule. And if you start building that regular schedule there, it's like having your own virtual venue. And people will put the goggles on, come in, and you don't have to have goggles to do it either. You can do it right from a computer. You can do it from a 2D environment too, and enter into the world and be a part of the show and in there. But we definitely see that as the next thing of what to watch. The next 10 to 15 years, we are investing into Web3 technology and VR, AR technology. That's going to be the way to go. Definitely. But back to the music.
Yeah, no doubt.
Who's the most inspiring person you've ever had on your show? And tell us why this person had inspired you.
So it's like somebody I interviewed or
somebody that's been on your show.
I would say, you know, I was thinking of DJs. Also my son, firstborn, he started his business. It's called Red Tech, does computer, custom, and networking. He's actually here with me for the summer. I interviewed him and his cousin. They started their own business, and they're based in Florida. And, he really inspired me more because, like, I saw his passion for like what I'm doing now. He's doing at half my age. Like I wasn't thinking at my age what he's doing. Like what he's doing now at 26. So it's like it amazes me. Like wow, like you know, I was still a knucklehead, you know, 26, still trying to find out what I'm doing, you know. And I started later on, you know, like especially with full blast radio, but he's doing now like what I'm doing at half my age. So that was definitely inspiring. And but also DJ Diamond, who now DJs for EPMD, real good friend of mine. I interviewed him, and he's a real good dude, first and foremost. And he's about the culture, of hip hop, and we had those talks, where it's going, this and that, and about the integrity of saluting, respect the DJ. He has a track out about that, and interviewed some of my people, Brother Jay from S Clan, interviewed J Rue, the Damager, Dawn Robinson from In Vogue. But those ones that just stood out to me first, just because the personal, I said my son, my firstborn, and DJ Diamond,
Do you think that the younger generation? I've talked about this with my friend Giorgio time and time again about the ability of me being able to produce episodes so quickly. Mm-hmm. And obviously distribution was always a pain point because when we had public access, we could only put on one show per week. That was it.
Right.
They wouldn't give us any more than that because they had to leave it open for other people. Once YouTube got out there and made it that you could distribute, as long as you had a video and you had it edited and you uploaded it, you could upload as much as you want and build your channel out, have a channel going and put a show up. And I mean, podcasting was there, audio podcasting was there, and video podcasting. There wasn't really a model for video podcast. You could have attached a video file to it, but there was no way to take it with you because the iPod video didn't exist yet until 2008, 2005. But once that iPod video came out, it gave creators a way to say, hey, you can now get it and take it with you. And then once the iPhone came out and that podcast could be downloaded when you were on Wi-Fi from anywhere, it's on the go. And if you're subscribed, it's anywhere. Do you think technology has played in a part in giving your son the ability to be where he's at such a younger age than where you're at now?
Most definitely. He's like, he owns his own business doing that. He doesn't work for anyone. At 26, 27. That's definitely helped him. He's built custom computers, sold them, got another computer. He's worked from here, going remote, people picking up orders, like, he has a shop down there in Florida, and yeah, the technology is, like I said, it's a gift and a curse. Like when it's used the right way, it's, the advantages are like endless, compared to, like I said, what we had, you know, um, and it's getting, like, every day it's something, just another step, like you said, with the virtual stuff. And so he's like, for them to be, we learned it kind of like with the music, how we saw how it changed. We saw the technology from the .com where it started. These kids are born into it. So there's so many young entrepreneurs at a young age making, like you said, that kid, making 25,000, in a month, 15,000, like that was, my mind state, that was unheard of, at that age with me. So
yeah, it's we had to put the hustle down. And what could we squeeze out of $1 if the nightclub owner wasn't letting us make $1?
Yeah.
We throw a show and you'd want to try to make money at the show, and then they'd come out and go, I mean, the horror story is, oh, the artist cost me $5,000 to bring here. Okay, this place holds 1,000 people. I'm going to charge $10 a head for everyone to get in. Oh, well, then I want to cut at the door.
Yeah.
And you're like, wait a second. The door is supposed to be paying me back so I can cover the artists and the opening DJs and
right.
my marketing promo. So they almost made it so you'd have, even if you sold out 100%, you'd still be underwater on the show.
Shady promoters, yeah.
Shady nightclub owners and stuff like that.
Or they'll pay the bottle girls, they'll pay to rent the club out, but we didn't make that enough, and they want to stiff the DJ.
Yeah.
That would be somebody respect the DJ. Like, I don't care how great the alcohol and the food is. If the DJ sucks or you don't got one, you don't have a party.
Yeah.
But yeah, we always got the short end of the stick. That was crazy.
Yeah, exactly. And it's just those ups and downs and the politics of the entertainment industry. But, a lot of people a lot of things can get exposed very quickly now.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Very quickly now. You go to a nightclub, and unfortunately, a nightclub, if they're not popping and someone's on the floor and they go, hey, I don't like it here, I'm going somewhere else. Mm-hmm. And they take a picture and it's dead in the club.
Yeah.
Everyone goes, it's dead there.
People that were going there like, oh, okay, we're not going there now.
I'm not going there now. It's dead. They're going over here. Yep. So, that's been an immediate dynamic that can have an effect on things. Even just doing this, though, in the nightclub and watching the DJs.
Yeah.
Taken away from us. We used to watch the show. We used to dance. We used to watch the show. We didn't all carry around Polaroid cameras in our back pocket and go, snap, selfie, snap. I mean, I can't even remember seeing a Polaroid camera in the club, let alone would a club even let you bring a camera into the club? Like, no. So here's a question for you. We were talking about your son earlier. Which immediate family member of yours is your biggest fan? That's not supposed to go there.
I mean, I would say not that like any bigger than, like, say, my mom, my sister, or my wife, but my pops was like really like, he saw the love and support. I'm getting like, because he really stressed that, like, wow, man, like, just seeing what you've been doing. And like he said it to me, he's like, yo, I've seen you, you've gotten better in your craft. Because he was there when I was trying to do it, and I do beats and everything, and making music, and he's seen the growth. And like, I was getting records from him. I would take the records, and before I was buying records, it was messing with the records, and not knowing what the music, but just hearing it in the house. He was playing the Weather Report, Shaka Khan, Earth, Wind and Fire, and hearing it at family functions, and he had the vinyl. So I was taking his records and doing it. And now it's like, I'll do a vinyl show. I've done a whole Stevie Wonder set on 45s. I've got records from my uncle and my aunt. they gave me a whole bunch of his records. Some of his records were in there because his brother stole a record from him, didn't give it back. And you know, we had like funny conversations about that. But yeah, I would say him because he was like, he saw and he's seen, like he'll come in the stream every now and then. And it's a funny thing. He'll come in and be like, Tiger, play me that Toto joint. Like he's a big fan of Toto. He put me on the Toto, Africa, and like all the songs like back then. And so every time he comes to stream, he's like, I need it. I need that Toto song, you know, and everyone laughs, you know. So it's like a thing. But yeah, I'd say him, you know. My wife, you know, she been there with me like when I wanted to start the business, like, you know, legally, you know, it's Full Brass Enterprises, the Inc. I started it Labor Day weekend 2020. And you know, she's been instrumental on, you know, helping that the business side of it, ideas for shows and everything. So, you know, I say it's an equal thing around, but yeah, that visual of him, like, you know, talking to me about it, you know, it's pretty dope. And I kind of realized he was mine, like figuring out later on, like the music, like, because I would, the feeling I would get playing these records, like it came from somewhere, and it clicked, like it was him, like getting his records and playing them, not knowing I was hearing them, but just doing the scratching and thinking I'm ruining the records, you know. But yeah, they just came full circle, like now, and I'm 52, you know. So that was dope.
And knowing what you know now, if you could go back 25 years in music history or forward 50 years in music future, which one would you pick and why?
Which one would I pick of what?
If you knew what you knew now,
okay,
and you can go 25 years back in music history or forward 50 years in music future, which one would you pick and why?
Yeah, I was gonna say a joke, but I'd go back in time and block Diddy for playing songs. No, but you know, no, seriously, man, I don't know. You know, I just think everything is meant to happen. You know, is good and bad because it's, you know, there's a yin and yang to everything. Mm-hmm. But I don't know. I guess maybe the knowledge of what I'm doing now with the music, you know, a great appreciation for maybe collecting. I don't know, because, you know, music marks time, you know, in history. So I think, you know, whether bad or good, it's meant to happen at a certain time. So I don't know. I mean, I love what I'm doing now. I love what I was doing then, but just seeing it grow to what it is now, especially the support. Like I always reiterate that with, like I said, my Full Brass tribe. Like, you know, not to down people I grew up with, growing up, doing parties and stuff, but just the support of people I just met over the last 2 years, it's been overwhelming, you know. So, you know, sometimes it's beyond words, you know.
And what is your ultimate goal as a DJ?
You know, I've been working with the artist Samsung. We trying to release an album. Actually, this Monday coming up on one's birthday, we're trying to release it. It might get pushed back. But just putting out the music, man, just people enjoying. I've just seen what this pandemic has done, you know, bringing people together. You know, people, there's stories, man, I have of good friends. Someone met their long lost brother that they never met before. And he happened to come on my stream during a show and during the pandemic. And she recognized his name and found out it was a long lost brother. Like just stuff you can't even make up. You know what I mean? Like you can't put that into words, like what this music has done. You know, like created a new family. You know, I've had meet and greets. We're having one next year. We had one Um, um, and it's just this year, and it's just keep showing the love for the music. It elevates everybody. People that's going through stuff, people telling me that what we've done for them. Like I didn't even realize that, and that's the best feeling right there. Everything else comes second. The accolades or the money, yeah, it's cool, but just knowing that is bringing people together is a dope feeling. You can't get around it.
I'm gonna bring in a viewer comment right now from I hope I say this right, Mick Takala,
Yep.
and saying that yeah, that was a great moment. It almost brought me to tears.
Yeah.
That moment
Yeah.
you were talking about there. Give a shout out. And I want to give a shout out to all your viewers that are actually watching right now. I've been watching the chat room because it's paired with my chat room here on Restream because we did the cool Restream thing. But you got some viewers just blowing it up over there. I don't know if you can see that.
Yeah.
On and everything. I just want to give a shout out to everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in and watching the show this evening with us. One last couple last questions before I let you go here, though. What do you prefer to do when you're taking a break from music?
Oh man, I sit back and when our football season is on, we start watching football tomorrow. You see the team I got, so we won't go into their trials and tribulations, but football, movies, movie night. We try to have movie nights too on Twitch, which is pretty dope too. We got to start that back up. But yeah, when I'm not doing music, man, it does take up like most of my day, even when I'm not DJing. I'm preparing for shows. Every Tuesday we have a show called Your Version Don't Sound Like This. It's all remixes and mashups, stuff we think about on the fly. But yeah, I'm usually just, kick back in the house, I have the TV on, or my mind is creating different stuff or trying to create ideas for new shows.
Do you listen to other people's podcasts or live streams?
Yeah, I'm a fan of different podcasts on YouTube. I watch Corey Holcomb. I watch Joe Budden. I watch Rory Moore. I have shows on my platform that I'm not on that I'll watch. We have a comics and wrestling show on Fridays.
Did you say comics and wrestling?
Comics and wrestling, yep. Full blast comics and wrestling. Like I'm a fan of comics, Marvel comics, DC comics, movie shows. So they talk about that as well. There's shows on Twitch. I watch certain DJs that we support and rock out with. I don't know if you know Selector 720, Reboot Radio, dope DJs and dope people as well. So,
nice. And one last thing, you do have merchandise available on your website. Tell our DJ Sessions viewers about that.
Yeah, so I have the logo Full Blast Radio, which has been trademarked, and but also the Real DJs Matter sponsors Full Blast Radio. We have merch for the DJs as well. You can go to shop.realdjsmad.com or shop.fullblastradio.com. Old school hip hop merch, merch with our logos on it. We have Full Blast Tribe merch. Who Got the Vibe? It's the Tribe, y'all. That's from the Scenario song. Yeah, just different merch, man. That people have been buying and supporting as well. I'm laughing at a comment that one of my moms just put in there. There's an ongoing joke about Pringles. They know about it. But yeah, all my merches, you can find the merch on the website, on Twitch as well. We have links to the merch as well.
Awesome. And is there anything else you want to say before we let you go this evening to our fans, to your fans?
Oh yeah, man, just keep supporting, man. Full Blast Radio, man. We love the everyone that comes on the stream. They have a good time. It's positive. We don't deal with the trolls and negativity. We get them out of there. But it's a positive vibe. We're having a meet and greet next year in March. More details will come very soon. And hip hop's birthday is next year. We're planning a big event for a meet and greet for hip hop's golden anniversary, 3-day weekend. More details will be on the website and on Twitch is as soon. Just want to thank you, man, for having me on this as well, man. The DJ sessions, man. Follow them. Y'all got a big following as well, man. Hopefully, we can connect, do some more stuff, and as well.
Absolutely. We stay in touch with every artist, every guest that comes on the show. At least every 6 months, we will invite them to come back on, be on the series, because we're all doing something new.
Right.
We do every 4 months, but we got to give other people chances to be on the show.
Right. Yeah.
So I feel 6 months is kind of that good turning point. Say, what have you been up to? Want to come back on? And in this business, I think since I started from just doing a live streaming DJ show, that I have like 8 different subgenres of my series. We have the contest, now the live interviews, the exclusive mixes, the news stories, the new website, the VR nightclubs. That just means there's going to be more new stuff coming down the pipeline.
Right.
If somebody isn't staying in touch with me every 6 months, they're missing out on some good stories. And I know that I'm missing out on other good stories from other people if I'm not staying in touch with them every 6 months as well. And it's all a collaborative effort. We all work together to help us grow. It's at our core of our organization is the foundation that we support independent artists. The big names are great, but it's the indies that are really keeping this alive. It's just like small business in America is really 98% of businesses in America are small business.
Exactly.
People don't get that. So help out the little guy, help out the small business,
And I said about my stream too. Like there'd be 40 people in there. And people are like, oh, man, there should be more people. I'm like, look, I have 400 dedicated people and 400 that just come every now and then. We made a transition from YouTube to Twitch. I've told people to come over, but the people that truly support it have been coming over and rocking, man. It's been a blessing.
Absolutely. Well, where can people find out more information about what you got going on? You already dropped it earlier, but what's the best place to go to?
Definitely. I'm live just about every day on Twitch, Full Blast Radio, my website, fullblastradio.com. Actually, my app also have a Full Blast Radio app you can download for your Android and Apple. My stream on there.
You didn't tell me you had an app.
Yeah, all this is coming to me now. So yeah, you can download the app, stream the music. And when I drop merch, you should get the alert that merch has been added. You get alerts on your phone from certain apps.
Oh yeah,
you should get that as well.
It took me about 2 years to get our app up and running, and finally got it built last year. I think I finally submitted it to both. I had it in Google Play for a while, but it took us a while to get it over to the Apple side of things. And, it's version 1, but it does the trick for now. The only thing is I wanted an app for those dang push notifications.
Yep, exactly. And I'm glad I got an update on mine, and I was able to do that. That was a real important thing.
Awesome. Well, again, thank you so much, DJ Tiger, for coming on the series, coming on the show tonight. We're going to have you back on, and I had a great time. And give big shout out to all your fans that jumped in the chat room. I wish I don't have a way to see all the names of everyone that jumped in, but it was busy over on your side of the fence tonight. And I just want to say thank you so much. Full Blast Tribe.
Yes,
awesome. Thank you for coming on the show.
Anytime, man. I appreciate you.
You're welcome. Please. On that note, don't forget to go to our website, thedjsessions.com. Find us on Meta, Twitter, Twitch, TikTok, Instagram. We're out there, but everything's at thedjsessions.com. Exclusive mixes, live interviews, news stories, over 600 news stories curated to the industry every month. VR nightclubs. Find us on Roku, Amazon Fire, Google Play, soon to be Apple TV. But the best place to go for everything we do and to get our mobile app is thedjsessions.com. That's DJ Tiger coming from Atlanta. I'm Darren coming to you from the virtual studios in Seattle, Washington for the DJ Sessions, virtual sessions. And remember, on the DJ Sessions, the music never stops.